G'day YouTube, welcome back to another video. You might have seen my last video on me selling the Golf, and that's sad, really sad, because I spent a lot of time and effort on it, and hoarding parts over the years. Just yeah, really something that took some time to really come to terms with selling. But there's a reason for selling the car. I've decided that if I could sell the car, it'll allow me to move on with a larger project, which means more engine work, body work, brakes, the rest of it. So behind me is my very new project. You can see already there, it's an Audi, it's got 4 rings. I'll flip it, and it's none other than an Audi A4 B5. So I just want to take a moment to appreciate this beauty right here. Now this came to me in a very odd situation. I messaged one person on Marketplace who was actually looking for an Audi A4 B6. So I just B5, sorry, and I just messaged him saying, hey, look, if you find one, jokingly, let me know, because I'm also on the hunt for one. And while it was true I was on the hunt for one, I wasn't actively looking. It just so happens that he had an ad out looking for one, so I just decided to strike up a conversation because we both wanted the same thing. And he had a lovely B6 photo on there with BBS wheels and all the rest of it, but this was not always like this. It came with some S4 wheels, which I love, hold on to that for a while, but deep down, if I'm owning an Audi or a VW, it's going to be on BBS wheels. So that's what I've done so far to it. I've found some BBS RX, I'm going to say, some RXs, and they are the actual fit for this car. 5x112. They are 17-inch. I'm not looking for anything large at the moment. Offset is around, I think, 30 to 35, which, as you can see, there's no, it's sitting pretty flush. The rears could do with a bit of a push using spacers, but really it's not too bad. Alright, so 2000 model B6, B5, sorry. I had a B6, as you would have seen in my previous videos, when I, long story short on that one, purchased from a guy who said one day it just stopped working, but really it needed a new engine. So yeah, this bad boy, B5 1.8T 5-speed Quattro, yes, Quattro, Avant wagon 1.8T. So I've got big plans for this already, but the first point of call is to clean everything up. I've got new brakes, well, brakes that are roadworthy now on it. You'll see my other videos later on about suspension work, timing belts, drive belts, accessory belts. AC wasn't, AC has been removed, condenser compressor needed to be put back on. Getting that back on was a bit of a challenge, but you'll see all that in the next few videos, which I've done already. But I wanted to do a proper introduction to the next phase of the channel, and that's going to be still focusing on 1.8T engines, because I love working on them. It's just so easy, so compact, lots of room. People complain about, oh, it's room, and it's not enough room in the engine bay and all the rest of it. But if you've worked on one, you'll realize that, hey, so easy. It's Quattro, so from the last few cars, the only Quattro I had was the B6 Avant 1.8T. This is the other one, so I'm looking to build this one up. Gonna go and do some power mods, brake mods, you know, cooling mods, all these supporting mods with it. But for now, maintenance, all the boring stuff, well, boring to most, but I love doing it. I love, you know, working on it and making sure that everything's just, you know, kept up to date. But I've done a lot of maintenance work on it already, which you'll see. It is an S-line. I'll just go to the rear of the car just to show you. So it is an S-line. Avant. Came with S4 wheels. I put roof racks on it already, and you know, all the rest of it, because that's what I like to do. And later on I'll run that roof box, which you might have seen as well. But this thing, being Quattro, is more versatile. Put down a lot more power. Got something cooking on this side here. Bit of a sneak peek there, but that'll come afterwards. Right now, you know, suspension, brakes, all the gaskets and belts, all the hoses, anything that needs to be fixed, fix it up. But yeah, get it registered, ready to go. I need to get re-gassed. It needs a cut and polish because somebody actually did some damage to the bonnet. They tried to do some cut and paste job. It's completely shit. So, oh, found a pen. Super Pro, that must be Jan's Space Lane. Thank you, Jan. It's on the car, it's mine now. But yeah, so, you know, I'm looking to finally do some more videos. And you can kind of see now that it's sort of what it was before, and that's what all this swirl here. So it looks like they've done some tape job. I don't know what they've done, but I'm gonna get it redone. Yeah, so first proper introduction. I'll show you inside as well. Full leather, S-line. S-line means it has, you know, it might have came with S-line wheels, but S-line interior. I've upgraded a few bits and pieces already. Because I'm going to be driving this daily for a while, I upgraded the head unit. I got a single, sort of like a single DIN Android head unit. Wasn't plug and play, and it's because someone had already spliced the wires. And you know, initially I thought, you know, someone's just done a dodge job, but I think they were trying to get the rear subwoofers to work, or the rear amplified speakers to work, because all these Audis come with weird configuration. Never mind that just came back from an inspection, which it passed. But yeah, it's got less than 200,000 kilometers. That's, you know, roughly, what's that, 100,000 miles for the American people. But everything works as it should. All the screens. This, you know, one of the best mods for single DIN. And if you don't want to muck around, or if you have an A4, you know that this is a complete schmozzle to fix, to do. You know, for the Passat I had some troubles doing that as well, and this is going to require a lot more modding, because you have to relocate the climate control, remove this, whatever this is, cigarette jiggy. I'm going to use it for coins, I think. And it comes, yeah, Android Auto, maps, Spotify, everything you need to drive around. I did the install and I got the speakers to finally work. There was a really weird wiring. It was the both rear positives hooked up. It didn't need the negative for whatever reason, or it might have been the other side, but it needed one trigger wire to the amplifiers. So just use your remote wire and that'll turn it on. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm looking to do a few bits and pieces for the interior just to make it a bit nicer. Maybe just restore a few things to how it was, but otherwise really that's it for the interior. I do want to put extra bit of kit for the front and sides and maybe the rear, but that'll come last after, engine, brakes, interior, that sort of thing. And why I love these cars, it's got the famous 1.8T turbo, 1.8T turbo engines. This is the AJL block code, so it's large port, but it's got external water pump. The water pump was a interesting sort of work in itself. Working on these cars, you sort of always got to remove the front or shift it forward to give you extra bit of space to then reach in your hands and do all the work. So I've done all of that already. You'll see it. I'll release the videos. There's a few bits and pieces I'm missing, like this cruise control rod that goes down to the actuator. It's not driven by the throttle body, which I thought it would be, but it's first gen. This appears to be cracked. I think I can hear some hissing when I'm accelerating. This is cracked. I want to look for a nicer replacement of this. And yeah, some work to be done on this side. But that's it. That's all I wanted to go through today. Just make sure that introduce this thing properly, and if I have any other projects, you'll also see it on the channel as well. But otherwise, thank you everyone for following along so far and commenting in the last video. It has been really sad to let go of the GTI, but hopefully it's gone into another enthusiast's hands, and they keep the build going. It had a lot of good kit on it for what it is. It's nice and quick, relatively built. Only thing next really to do on it is hybrid turbo, maybe big turbo on it, put some rods, aftermarket management, or standalone, that sort of thing. But yeah, otherwise I'll thank everyone for watching. Really appreciate everyone for subscribing as well, and I will see you guys in the next video.